All right, welcome to episode 6 of Inverted Audio Store Selects. We're here in Peckham with myself, Tom. I'm the founder and director of Inverted Audio, and I'm going to run through all the new records which have landed in the store. It's been about 4 weeks since I did the last video, so there's a ton of records to run through. So first up is Marc Leclair, a Canadian producer, aka Khotin, which some of you might remember from labels like Perlon, where he released music as Horror Inc. Anyway, this is his album from 2009. It's called Musique for three pregnant ladies, basically. And this was made in 2009 as a result of 3 of his, friends who got pregnant at the same time. Anyway, he made this album over 7 years, and it was originally released by Musique as a CD. Anyway, LA-based label called Enceintes Clothing, they have pressed it onto wax, and it's the first vinyl pressing. And if you like, ambient, micro house, glitchy sounds, really recommend this. Absolutely stunning album. Next up, we've got Brian Foote and Strategy collaborating for the first time. You might know Brian Foote as the founder of Peak Oil, or one of the co-founders of Peak Oil, and he also runs a label called FO, which we're going to talk about in a minute with that album behind me. This album's experimental, it's got beats, it's a kind of almost like trip hop, but yeah, if you like your kind of weirder sounds, definitely recommend this. Also a big tip on the graphic design, absolutely stunning. Have a look at this. I mean, look how vibrant that is, Right, next up we have got Ibrahim Alpha Jr., and this is his album Infinite Black Inside. This is the first time it's been released on vinyl. This is on Brian Foote's label FO, and yeah, really spans everything. Here I've got ambient dub, broken beat, trip hop, jazz, you name it, he covers it with this album. Then we've got a new mini LP by Peach. This is on Mood Hut, Canadian label, from Vancouver, I believe, and they release stuff by Jack J, Pender Street Steppers. This album, mini album by Peach, this is a down-tempo mini LP, deep house, left field music, single record that. Next up we've got Khotin. This is his latest records. This is like a house, kind of left field house EP. Khotin usually plays very ambient music. This is what's playing at the moment on the turntable. That's his album Beautiful You, which is now back in stock. But yeah, this EP, brand new, just arrived 2 days ago, and can't recommend this enough. Right, Beautiful You, what's playing on the turntable. This is his debut album, and we've also got it on cassette, which is on Khotin Industries. So if you like your cassettes, definitely come down and get that. We've also got new Tab as well by Khotin, and this album, I picked up a copy of this years ago on vinyl, and it's really hard to come by, but I got the last copies of cassettes from Enceintes Clothing in LA. So if you've been after that, come down and get it. Also by Khotin, we've got Release Spirit on Ghostly International, and we've got Finds You Well. This was made in the pandemic, and this album was the result of him basically getting kind of bored, really, and making music. He kind of almost gave up making music, but thankfully he released that instead. Then we've got Wata, New York-based producer, experimental bass dub. This is on Short Span, Sheffield-based label, which is just absolutely killing it right now. Highly recommended if you're into the more weirder sounds. Then we've got an old EP by an artist called Trucks. This is on Office Recordings, which is a Berlin-based label, who also release music from Baz, Iron Curtis, and this features remixes by Low Tech and another version, and I can't pronounce the artist's name because it's made of dollar symbols. But yeah, if you like ambient, deep house, that's that. Then we've got a brand new EP by Ulf Eriksson and Andreas Tillerson. This is on the Malmo-based label Contra Music. We actually just published a inverted audio mix, number 401, by Ulf Eriksson, in which he talks about his collaboration with Andreas and the Malmo scene. He's also featuring in this mix music by Ellerton Salona, who you might remember from last year. Next up, we've got Martinu and Ben Kazel collaborating as Tarik Hensen, and this is on Luke Hess's label called DeepLabs, Detroit-based label, and this is on a lovely kind of Detroit grey pressing. So let me just show you that. Looks pretty tasty, doesn't it? Anyway, slamming music, deep house, dubby techno. Moving on, we've got Patricia's new album on Acid Test. And as you can imagine, this is acid house and acid techno. Yeah, solid. Patricia is also behind. He works at Moog. So if you're into Moog synths, he is your man. Right, brand new label from Germany, Whispering Signals, Schwer's Wasser, Bleeding Immaculate EP. This features a remix by Wruhme, and it also comes with this lovely bit of artwork, little insert there. Pounding dub techno, really good for the club. It will absolutely destroy the speaker system. And then we've got a repress of Jan Jelinek as Graham, and this album is called Personal Rock. If you're a fan of Luke Finding jazz records, definitely check this album out. Then we've got one of my favorite albums of all time. This is Hate Rock, Psychic 9 to 5 Club. This is on Ghosty International, and this is a special pressing, which is pink. Let me just pull this out. So here they are, and it's on this wonderful, transparent, kind of pink, splattered effects vinyl. This album, if you're at home alone, having a moody evening, definitely play this. Next up, we have got Isolée and Robag Wruhme on Pampa. This is DJ Kotze's label. We've also got a DJ Kotze record here, Burn With Me and Lac de Keza, which I believe Burn With Me is the ultimate song on this record. Then we've got a repress. We've got the vinyl release of Gaucher Lustwerk 100% Gaucher. Now, for those of you who remember, over a decade ago, he released a mix of Blowing Up the Workshop, which is a podcast series by Matthew Kent, who now runs Shortspan, and this absolutely blew up the internet. It took forever to be released on vinyl. Not entirely sure why, but it's finally on wax, and we were selling this about 2 years ago. I managed to get hold of the final copies in the UK, so make sure you come down and pick this up because it will not hang around. That is deep house royalty there. Now, speaking of royalty, we've got Wolfgang Voigt, and this is on Profan. This is the label which came before Compact Records, and Wolfgang Voigt, he is a true innovator. This Earquake series, as you can see, this is 1993, this is 94, 95, and we're going up through a whole decade, okay? Now, what this double LP compilations do, it compiles records which he released, and as you can see on the back cover, he has single-handedly taken the best tracks basically from his records on Profan. For example, Mint Phonogram, one of the coolest down-tempo tracks I know. So yeah, if you like that, make sure you come down and pick it up. It's been really popular with customers. Then we've got some more basic channel rhythm and sound records. This one is The Climax, Basic Reshape. Then we've got Roll Off on Rhythm and Sound, and we've got Trace as well. So, as it starts to heat up, yeah, we've got tons of music. We've got even more coming. So be sure to come down to the store, have a chat with me, and I'll steer you into the best music available to humanity. Anyway, I'll see you next time.